Canelo Alvarez is trolling Jake Paul, trolling the troll, and I find it pretty funny, especially with, Canelo doesn't speak much English, but his English has gotten a lot better, and it's just hilarious to see him going at Jake Paul now. It's not obviously the fight I want to see, but I feel like inevitably it's gonna happen. He's trolling Jake. I think he's gonna let him get a payday eventually. He's gonna get Crawford, and after Crawford, I think he'll eventually get Jake, because it's just a lot of money on the table. It's just funny hearing Canelo saying, this YouTuber, he's talking about Jake posting videos on social media about him saying that I only fight real fighters, I don't fight YouTubers, and then Jake's responding saying that you'd make more money with me than you would in any of your fights that you have coming up individually or maybe even put together. And it's just crazy to see, boxing's in a very weird place right now where, money is everything. Everybody wants to just make their money for whatever cost. It doesn't have to be necessarily to be the best in the world. If a money fight comes up and both fighters are popular, no matter if they're in different weight classes or in different sports, they're gonna make it in the sport of boxing. So it's just a time of chaos in the sport. But hey, on the bright side, we're gonna get Canelo and Crawford, at least maybe by the time you guys are watching this, they switched it back to not official, falling through, falling out, or it's back on. It's been a roller coaster this past week in terms of Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. I feel like it's just like Spence and Crawford all over again, but Spence and Crawford was really a telling fight for who is the best fighter in the world at 147, and this fight is more so like, can Terence Crawford, carry that weight properly, dare to be great, and pull off arguably the biggest upset, in the past few months, and such a big win for the sport of boxing in Terence Crawford's career. It would be such a huge win, because I've been talking about the fact about how people are always saying, to me, saying that Terence Crawford just wants to get his bag, he wants a payday, and maybe that is part of it, fighting a big name. Inevitably when you're fighting the best guy in the world, you're fighting the face of boxing, yeah, you're gonna get paid for sure, but it can't only be that, because he could make a lot of money fighting Conor McGregor, he could make a lot of money fighting Jake Paul, but Terence Crawford isn't asking for Jake Paul, he's asking for Canelo, like a guy that he could actually get stopped by and put to sleep by. So for me, I respect Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford has a lot to gain, but people will say that Bud has nothing to lose, but he has his O to lose. You think he wants to lose to Canelo? Canelo and Floyd, that fight was so instrumental in Canelo's career, because after that fight, Canelo Alvarez never really moved the same. It's like he moved completely differently in terms of his business, in terms of his career, in terms of, inside that boxing ring stylistically. He really learned a lot from that, and I think now he's going to use that, everything he's done. Even though Terence Crawford's the older fighter, Canelo Alvarez has so much experience, especially fighting a guy like Floyd, a guy that Terence Bud Crawford has looked up to, and I think this is Bud's way of kind of equalizing Floyd, to say, I beat the guy that Floyd also beat. When Canelo was in his prime, Floyd beat him, and now that Canelo has a lot more IQ, has all that experience, if Terence Crawford's able to beat him and go up in weight in the process, I feel like it'd be very impressive, and I think real boxing fans would give him so much respect and credit. But a lot of people, even within the real boxing world, aren't really giving Canelo credit for, a potential win over Terence Crawford, because obviously the obvious factors of Terence Crawford coming up in weight, being the smaller guy technically, but just because Terence Crawford fights at 47, 54 doesn't mean that he's a twig. I feel like people, fight night, they're going to be a little bit shocked how Terence Crawford fills out 168 pounds. They're not going to see him just as some twig against Canelo Alvarez. Terence Crawford's going to be taller, and he's going to be longer, in my opinion. He's going to have the reach advantage. It's just a different fight when you're actually in there and these guys are in their stances. It's a completely different fight, and I think I trust Terence Crawford enough to come in shape and not be flat, be fast, despite being heavier. I think that even though he's a little bit slower than maybe he would be at 47 or 54, he's still going to be faster than Canelo Alvarez. But Canelo does have the timing, and we know that timing beats speed. But in a culmination of hand speed, foot speed, and stamina and conditioning, I feel like Terence Crawford could definitely pull this fight off and get that win over Canelo. Not a stoppage, but a decision win. But it's definitely in favor of Canelo Alvarez because of the the weight, the experience, and everything like that. But Terrence Crawford should not be slept on. But let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. Jake Paul not happy, not getting that Canelo fight just yet, but I think he should just calm down. I think he's gonna get it eventually. Calm down, Jake. You'll get your Canelo payday, and you could say that you fought one of the best in the world. So let me know in the comments who you guys got. Jake Paul versus Canelo. I gotta maybe go with Canelo. It's a tough one. I'm just joking. I got Canelo. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.